went to see Bob Dylan in 1966 when he turned electric in the second half of the show.
Yeah.
So he did acoustic in the first half, and then
did the audience like it?
You loved it. Loved it. And he came back with the band, and everybody walked out but about 60 people, and we all went down to the front of the stage and just stood there and watched him play with the band.
So some people walked out because he went
Most
electric?
of the audience did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pocket Party.
And we're back, everybody. It's your host, Darren Carter, the Party Starter. You're watching the Pocket Party Podcast. Check it out. Who do we have here?
John DiResta, former New York City transit cop in the subway, turned actor, comedian, and woodworker. Thank you.
That's
kidney.
right. And
Jamie Alcroft, one half of the comedy duo Mac and Jamie at one point in my life. And I'm now running a charity for organ donorship, where we're just throwing donors all over the place and organs all over. It's an organ recital. What can I tell you?
yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. That's funny. Oh, now it's funny.
Yeah, it's an organ
now
recital.
That's funny.
Yeah, now that's funny.
Now that's funny.
That is wild. And yeah, let me ask you a question. Well, let's start from the very beginning. We like to. I know you from Comedy Magic Club. I bought your album, and I know you guys had
extreme channel surfing. Oh.
Yes. What? How did you get? Before we get into the donation and the being an organ donor and receive. First of all, let's just jump straight to the thing. You received. You had a heart transplant and a liver.
Yeah, I got a previously enjoyed heart about 9 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, and liver, heart and liver.
And you have
a slightly used kidney, 35 years old, from my son.
All right, we'll get into that later.
Barely used.
Yeah.
Mine was 48 when I got it.
Wow.
Yeah. That was 9 years ago, and the heart's like 72 by now.
Oh, my God.
Mine was 30 days ago. 30 days ago.
Yeah, he was 30 days ago.
Wow.
Yeah, how about that?
I just looked at the scar. I didn't look at it for 3. I didn't know. I thought it looked like Frankenstein with scabs.
No.
It looks like a scar on a day stripper, like a C-section.
Yeah.
You know the day strippers that weigh 178 pounds?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they have to leave at 4.
Her measurements are 36, 24, 34, and that's her right leg. Right.
Whoa.
Yeah. Old style. So
I have no ass. So a joke, you don't even know this joke. I've been doing a comedian that's crazy that lives in his car gave it to me. And I said, thanks, dude. And it works every night. So I do this whole thing. Then I tuck the pants up my ass and scrunch it.
I've seen
it. Now, literally, then I say my sizes are 40, 36, and 14. That around my ass is 14. And it works all the time. So I give this guy credit. I think I might even pay him $20.
What's his name?
Noah King.
Noah King, shout out to
now
Noah
you know
King.
a King.
I wish it had worked tonight. Damn it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, zing.
So
I got a question. So how did you get into comedy, and what year was it? Like when
this was in 1975. I had been in a silversmith in Colorado.
That's awesome.
Right after college, I decided that I was going to go out west, and I got as far as Wichita, and I worked for a symphony orchestra for a couple years.
Doing what?
And I was the education director and PR guy. I handled the youth orchestras and stuff like that. Not handle them. I booked them, and I got them on the same bus when they were supposed to be. And then I got really bored with that, and I said, man, I'm never going to be able to do an office job. I know it now. I know it. So I went to Colorado to visit friends of mine, and the guy who owned the ranch was a silversmith. And he said, hey, I need an apprentice for the winter.
Wow.
So I apprenticed to him for 6 months, made jewelry. Long story short is Valerie Perrine bought one of my pieces, took it to Jill St. John, who had a store in Aspen, and then my stuff started selling in Aspen, and I started to make a living for it. Wow. So I opened a store in Silverton, Colorado.
Wow.
And then I was in Key West for 6 years. Now, in Key West for 6 years, just making nothing but jewelry, I got bored. So at night I'd work on custom jobs, and I'd listen to this great radio station in town. And I went up there one day and I said, look, your music's great. It's so great. But your commercials are just terrible. I don't know who's doing them, but the whole thing's going to collapse on you someday because you're not making your clients happy. And I said, I could do some voices for you, for Christ's sake. Yeah, we could play around. And of course, Paul Landa lived on the island, so I did a little Paul too. And I could talk about the Beatles or something like that, And the guy said, The guy was Tom Corcoran, who happened to be Jimmy Buffett's captain on Jimmy Buffett's boat.
Oh, cool.
So he said, dude, I want to hire you. Come in tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock. You go through our records. You go on the air at 6.
Wow.
So all of a sudden, I was the morning guy in Key West.
No way, the morning guy.
Yeah, and I did that for
wow.
like 2 years. One day I got off the air, and there was a note that said, you must be one of the funniest guys on the island. I'm the other one, Mac Dryden. And I went over to his apartment, and we started writing shit, and we realized that we had the same goals.
Oh, that's how you guys met?
Yeah. We
The
had
comedy
same
team
goals.
of Mac and Jamie.
Yeah.
No, but I'm
And
saying,
that's-
what was he doing in?
He was a cartoonist, a professional cartoonist.
Did he live there part time or
Yeah,
full time?
no, he lived there full time. We both lived there full time. Yeah, it was a bunch of hippies riding around on bicycles, having big
How
vegetarian
fun.
feasts, taking
Yeah.
out on the sailboats. You know, we ended
Cuba
up
90 miles.
with Hunter Thompson had he had a charter boat company, and it would be Hunter Thompson captain. Dark boats moving at night. I still have it was in the yellow pages. You know, and
This
all
dude's
this
dropping more names than Oscar Schindler.
Yeah, well, I know.
No,
It's-
but that's all right.
No, it's tacky to drop
No,
names.
it's not. No,
Paul
it's not.
McCartney told me it was.
Oh,
yeah,
I say
fucking
Michael
A.
Caine.
And Jimmy Taylor would stand right by him when
I
he
say
said it.
Michael Caine.
Who was?
Yeah.
James Taylor?
Jimmy.
Wow.
No, Jimmy.
Jimmy, dang it. He knows him as Jimmy.
I know Bob is Bob De Niro and Sandy Bullock.
So
Who do you know?
I know Mac and Jamie. I know John DiResta. And I know the 3
Dr.
listeners that are
Dean.
watching this.
yeah, I used to double date with Meryl Streep in high school, so I got you all beat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did you?
We used to sing show tunes together and drive into New York City, go to Joe King's Rathskeller, 17th and 3rd.
Your turn.
Yeah, I got one.
It's like ping pong here.
Yeah.
I just had a good one. I forgot it.
Yeah.
Oh,
we-
well, hold on, real quick.
Yeah.
Remember the album "Bad Out of Hell" by Meatloaf?
Yeah.
Remember the guy that goes, "On a hot summer night, would you offer your throat to the wolf with the red rose?" But anyway, the producer of that was Jim Steinman, and the writer.
Okay.
And he went to the same high school as me. And you know who else went to the same high school?
Oh, we're doing
Harvey Milk.
This is high school. Harvey Milk.
Harvey Milk. Your
Really?
turn.
Okay, so let me
Did you know him from Key West?
No, but I opened for Diana Ross for 7 years and made scrambled eggs in the kitchen with her a
Nice.
couple times.
Wow.
I opened for Darren Carter.
That's right. Hey, let me ask you more questions about Florida. So, first of all, that's amazing that they put you as the morning guy, you know, because,
Yeah.
fix this if you don't mind.
I'm sorry.
Because usually in radio, at least for when I got into it, they would kind of make somebody be like the board operator or maybe like
No, I did it
Yeah,
all.
you leapfrog. And ready for this?
Working
I did it all.
overnights.
We had
Yeah.
cassettes.
Yeah.
Put in the
Oh, yeah, we
commercial.
did too.
Had
Yeah.
commercial, get your records queued up. You know, you
That's
just had
so
two
awesome.
And how
turntables.
big is the island?
And it was wonderful.
I've
Key
been there,
West,
but
Florida.
how big is
it's 3 miles by 2 miles.
Now watch this.
And one, no, it's 1 mile by 3 miles because that 1 mile goes from the Gulf to the Atlantic Ocean.
Oh, yeah.
It's the greatest place. It was the greatest. It was.
And
it
it's the
still
70s.
is.
As
In the
a morning guy,
1970s?
It's just really big.
as
Yeah,
a
this was the
morning guy,
70s.
you have so many inside jokes.
I know.
How
It
you're
was
the
great.
king.
Yeah, we did.
You're the king.
And then Mac and I produced these shows. It was Mac's idea to do these live shows at the theater called Vital Signs. And then we did Son of Vital Signs, The Return of Vital Signs. And all these hippies are smoking and showing up for these midnight shows because it's the only time the local theater group would give us the theater.
Wow.
And we rehearsed the opening night. We had rehearsed in a rectangle that was drawn out by tape on the floor of the church that donated a hall for us to rehearse in. And Darina Byrne, who was the gal who walked across the stage with the cards of the name of the sketch, because it was all sketch comedy.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, she had rehearsed in this rectangle. What we didn't realize was the front of the stage in the Waterfront Theater had a curve.
Oh, no. Did she
So
drop
she
it?
heads
oh,
out,
no.
and she's so looted up, she doesn't feel a thing. She drops off the end of the stage,
Wow.
and that was the first laugh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And from that point on, it was just golden.
And did you do the same sketches every night?
No, we only ran for like it would be like a 3-night run.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you did the same sketches?
But then there's one of these the cocktail waitress from same sketches.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much, but played around.
Right.
You know, I had a heart attack, and Mac hooked me up to jumper cables. And,
Oh, yeah, it's
and,
funny.
you know, and then he played a Cuban weatherman that was really disguising it was a drug report. There were a lot of smugglers there. A lot of guys had boats that, moved through the dark forest of the mangroves at night, and of course you'd always wait for a square grouper to wash up on shore.
Yeah,
Because
that's
square
funny.
groupers were the bales that they threw over when the Coast Guard was chasing them.
Oh yeah.
Right?
My uncle Dickie remained a fireman in Miami, Hialeah, 5 years past his retirement.
Yeah.
So he could find the big score in the fire, money or coke. They're looking for it. Why do you think firemen have such big pockets?
Anyway, we heard that there was a comic strip in Fort Lauderdale. Well, for about 6 weeks, we drove. Well, the first week we drove up 5 hours to Fort Lauderdale. We slept in the club overnight, and Joe Mullins, who ran the club, you guys can stay with me. And Jackie Martling was there. I'm going to do a podcast with Martling coming up.
Oh, cool.
And
Jackie the Joke Man.
Paul Reiser and Seinfeld and Rick Overton and Carol Leifer and Dennis Wolfberg and just all these great comedians, Lois Dengrove and all these. They'd bring 3 comedians from New York down to the comic strip in Fort Lauderdale every week, put them up in the Comedy Condo, which became legendary. They'd give you a car, which Mitch Walters destroyed the first time he worked the club, right? And but we drove, we try to make a living, and I had quit the radio station by then.
The comedy club shows, you went over, or you had to learn a little different?
No, it was just we really had adapted what we did in the shows to an act, to a stand-up
By the way,
act. But it was created away from any influence at all. We had no influence.
Wow.
It was just something out of whole cloth. And then when we took it to Fort Lauderdale, all these New York comics said, there's nothing like you guys in New York. And we got to New York. 6 months, we lived with Ron Richards and Mike Egan in a house in Passaic, New Jersey.
I know Mike Egan.
And 6 months later, William Morris signed us.
Nice.
And about 10 months later, they sent us out here to do the Tonight Show. Well,
Were you nervous?
Not. They wanted us to get on the Tonight Show. We didn't have the Tonight Show booked. What they did was they booked us at Granny's Dinner Theater in Dallas. We did 3 weeks there, so we'd have money in our pocket.
7 nights a
Rick
week?
Newman. Yeah, it was a dinner theater. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we opened for Jim Bailey, who was a female impersonator, Roy Price, who was a country singer, and
Ray Price?
and Ray Price.
He's
Ray
awesome.
Price.
I love
he
Ray
was
Price.
Great. He was great.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
He's great.
the Platters.
Wow.
Right. So we did those 3 weeks. And
You opened for Ray Price for 3 weeks? Was he there the 3 weeks?
No,
also,
he was there for a week.
For a week,
Jim
yeah.
Bailey for a week, and then the Platters for a week.
Wow.
And we had money in our pocket, so we took off because
Nice.
Rick Newman from Catch a Rising Star and Rich Fields, his partner, had promised us Pat Benatar's apartment at Oakwood Apartments off of Barham.
Oh, yeah.
So we were in there, thanks to Rick and the folks at Catch a Rising Star. In Benatar, she didn't show up, so that was great. We could live there.
She's
and
from
we
Long
lived there
Island?
for 3 months, and that's how. And then we signed we did Showtime Comic of the Month, and won. Jimmy Brogan was the host, and then we took over for Marty Cohen on Solid Gold as the resident comics.
Oh, that's cool. I got to look that up on YouTube if it's out there.
It's
Were you
crazy.
nervous the first Tonight Show?
Oh, it's so exciting.
Was that with Johnny Carson, the first one? That's great,
It was
man.
so exciting.
Yeah.
It was just tremendous. He said,
Mac and Jamie.
Yeah, he's it's great when it works. Isn't it?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
didn't like teams. He had never had a team on.
Wow.
To him, a stand-up,
Right.
Does his
one
own
comic and a microphone.
Wow.
And Johnny was really against it. And Jim McCauley, who was going us through and then the second time we did it, McCauley's backstage.
Yeah.
And he says, and we're standing behind this, the curtain. And Johnny was coming up next, and Charles Nelson Riley was on, and we thought he'd never finish. And then Macaulay says, "Hey, you know that phone bit you guys are going to do?" We said, "Yeah." He said, "Scratch it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do the Reagan bit instead, right?"
Yeah.
So we did this Reagan bit about Reagan. Can you hold this for a minute?
Sure.
Playing a video game.
Yeah.
There it goes. Bing, bing. And Mac was making the sound effects. And I was,
Well,
he's coming in now. Okie dokie, I got you. Yes, Sam McCool.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That was the night a Korean airliner got shot down.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And
Did your episode air?
I think they cut. I just didn't even look.
Oh.
I've never seen it.
Oh, no
I
shit.
do, yeah.
Dude, can I interject real quick?
Anything. You're the host.
No,
you're the
show.
host.
Yeah. Well, the real host
You're
wasn't
the
here,
host
so-
of the house.
We're the fill-ins. The real host isn't even here.
No,
Real host couldn't make it tonight.
I did the Tonight Show as a panel guest. I might be one of the only comedians that did it as a panel guest first and never passed.
And was Ed there and everything?
No. It was with Jay Leno.
Oh, with Jay. Yeah,
But I'm saying,
we did it once with Jay.
I wasn't that, because he came in the dressing room and he said, "We're going to go over this, and I did the punchline. That's good. That it's that easy.
So it was ad lib.
It was. He even said, "If I go off the script, looks like you can handle it." I said, "No problem." And then watch this. They go 2 minutes. Should we show a photo? Photo. Should we show a photo of him as a cop? Me as a cop. Photo, which one? The Goofy one. The Goofy. You get the Goofy? Because I brought him a whole photo album. I said, I want to see what Goofy is. I want to see it. We have 1 minute. And they came running in, a little young kid, and he goes like that. I go, that's Mike Pioli. That's not me.
They had the wrong photo.
They had the wrong photo.
Wow.
But watch this.
So could they get Mike Pioli to the studio?
Not that
They're like,
quick.
"Put that guy."
How quickly can they get him
He
on?
was Shield 1605. I was 1623. But so I went out. I did it. The first joke went great. He said, "Were you really a New York City cop 6 weeks ago?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Look at me."
Yeah.
And I was fat.
You were.
And the laughs already started to roll. And I went, cop hair, no neck, man tits, and the bulletproof vest fits. It barely covers your areolas.
It looked like cleavage.
It's a lobster bib, a ballistic lobster bib. So it went well, and then he goes like this. Don't get up. And he goes, let me tell you two things. You did very well.
That commercial. he tells you
The
this.
commercial.
Yeah.
Don't stop doing stand-up and save your money. And guess what went through my head? Does he know who he's talking to? Dude, I was fucked. When I look back, there was a couple of those moments. I go, I'm on the UPN, motherfucker.
Save my money.
Yeah,
What are you
save my
talking
money.
about?
I'm gonna be rich
I'm a
forever.
star.
Fuck, stand-up?
Yeah.
On a stage
What?
for these fucking animals?
Yeah.
Anyway.
So I did the Tonight Show. Go ahead.
There's what I'm talking. When I stepped through the curtain,
Yeah.
there was like 9 people hugging me. They was surprised I was funny.
Oh,
it was
good.
2 women from UPN, 2 women that booked the
Yeah.
Tonight Show. You know what I mean? It was like all these people that like,
That's great.
like their job was on the line.
Yeah.
I'm just
Well,
saying,
yeah,
as
yeah,
compared
yeah.
to saying, good job.
Yeah, the segment producers,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they're scared. They're running
And
scared.
then this guy did a fantastic set on the Tonight Show.
Did
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
I'm
talked-
sure he did.
He talked about
sure.
being nervous on the. I wasn't nervous really at all because when I did it, they made you run the set like a year. Like you had to do it over and over and over and over for a year, and then they would write down every word and be like, "Why did you say this? Change that." So I
And
literally
was it Brogan? You
Yeah,
worked with?
no, it was after Jimmy Brogan. It was a different booker.
Oh.
By that time, I just wanted to get it over with so I could like,
Put it, say, yeah, Mom and Dad, I did the Tonight Show.
Exactly. I was like, so, and I remember like Jay came into the green room, and I remember he opened up. He reminded me of like a funny uncle. You know what I mean? He opened
Oh,
up his wallet, and he was like, "Hey, don't be too funny out there." You know,
pretty
and
good.
You're like, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
so
he
there was no stress. It was like it was amazing, and and then of course it's because it's like a. It still meant something when I did it. It wasn't as big as when Johnny Carson had it, but still it was like a big deal where
Still a big deal.
you know what I mean?
It's exposure.
Yeah, exactly. Where you're like everybody knows the Tonight Show. They might not know.
That's why you
like,
get paid scale.
Right,
It's
right,
great
right,
showcase.
right.
Great showcase.
Everything is so fractured now, right? Like with like between like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and
Oh,
like
sure.
the streaming services. But when you guys were first getting in, it was amazing, right? Like
there
3
was attention
channels,
there.
and you guys were on even before Fox came out. So it was like
Yeah.
the 3 channels.
Yeah. It was very competitive.
And did you do stand up by yourself or only as the comedy team?
No, I did some by myself first.
By yourself first, and then you guys did the team?
I did the Pier House in Key
Yeah.
West for a couple years.
Yeah.
But
once you guys got going, it was like
How long did you guys stay
then-
partners?
38 years.
wow.
And was it
The
just
sex
a
was
moment?
great.
The
Whoa.
sex was great.
Yeah, that's the only thing that kept us together.
Oh,
really.
gosh.
Yeah.
No, I saw a clip. It might have been. I think it might have been from Evening at the Improv, which is a huge show. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah,
that's what it looked like.
Did a bunch of those.
It was hilarious,
Yeah.
man.
Thanks, man.
And you guys.
It was fun.
And it's. And I love the promo that you guys did to do a lot. You guys did a lot of corporate gigs, or a
lot of corporate
like that
gigs.
corporate stuff, man, was
Yeah,
amazing.
corporate was great.
You know,
Oh,
they
boy.
say dress for the part you want. Like
Yeah.
you guys were wearing tuxedos, and the way that I like now I can edit videos and do it, but I feel like at that time for that tape, like you guys probably paid good money to get like the editing and the voiceover because they were like Mac and Jamie. They could make your meeting even funnier with.
And how long would you do? 30?
45 to an hour. Sometimes we do 3 or 4 days.
For the corporate gigs?
Yeah, for Alcon, for
Wow.
General Motors, for some of the big ones. Pfizer, we did a lot for Pfizer. And they'd have you in for like a week at a resort somewhere. And
Yeah.
you do the golf tournament, and then you do after. But they didn't beat you up. It was like 2 or 3 shows in a week. It's easy, and there's so much going on.
Did you ever do cruise ships? Go ahead.
We always sent out client questionnaires for our corporate gigs.
Like, tell us.
Because we were getting, you can get $30K for
Whoa.
stuff like that.
What kind of
Easy.
questionnaires would you say?
The client questionnaire.
Yeah.
Who is what product failed the greatest in the last 10 years at the company?
I do that too when I have a private party.
Who do you think is the most fastidious in the office? Who's and then we do, hey, that Jerry, I tell you, he's a people person. He said to me just the other day, he said, Jamie, I feel if I could just touch one person every day, I don't have to touch myself quite so frequently.
Yeah, there you go.
go.
And there's a guy who's getting victimized.
I like how
it's $1 million.
Yeah,
Right.
we used that line on Clint Eastwood once. He introduced us. We used to do his tournament up in Carmel for the Boys and Girls Club. And he introduced us one night, and we said, Clint, great guy. And then I touched myself. I'm going to thank you. And he came up to me afterwards, and he said, Jamie, you were funny tonight, and I just want you to know that for the rest of my life, whenever I touch myself, I'm going to think of you.
Yeah.
It's funny.
He gave me that,
Yeah. I like
He's funny.
There was a clip where I saw you guys did where I guess they had some layoffs and you made a joke out of it. It was pretty funny.
Oh, yeah, we do stuff like
and you could tell it's from of the time because you were like,
Yeah.
that wasn't a layoff, that was ethnic cleansing.
Yeah, that's right.
I was like, I used to hear that phrase in the
God.
news all the time.
Nothing socially inappropriate then.
Man, you guys are good. Like
I get busted for that.
do you do more like the sound effects? And,
Yeah,
and then
and
'cause-
voices.
Yeah,
He
you were
was
like
more
voices,
physical.
sound effect. He was
He's
so
more
physical.
physical.
Like, man.
Yeah,
Do you still speak to him?
Oh yeah, all the time.
And real quick, the break when you separated.
Very amicable.
Oh no,
That's
I'm
good.
saying, but
Could've
was
been
it
better.
like almost like, all right, this is it? Like
Done.
it came around like very real quickly. Like
We did it.
We did it. Yeah,
We did it. Yeah, that was
Right.
good.
Okay.
We're only doing. You know what it was? We
Spilled milk.
We were only doing it for the money.
Right. Yeah.
And I know that sounds magnanimous or something,
Yeah.
but honestly, that's what
It
I
wasn't
said
fun
to him.
anymore?
And he said, "Yeah, I feel the same way."
Wow.
And he became a woodworker. I went back to my silversmithing.
Oh.
and
Wow.
just make stuff for people on holidays and stuff like that. But it's and I started this thing, which is not a money maker, but really what precipitated our breaking up was my problems with my heart.
Yeah.
And I had a heart attack on a plane in 2005, and I had my 3 kids with me, and my wife wasn't with me because she had taken another plane, and she was doing one of her
That's scary.
ice skating gigs up there, right? It was like, imagine if you will, you're trapped
Right.
on an Alaska Airlines flight to nowhere, and they laid me down.
How did you know you were having a heart attack? Did it just was it like it just felt like
You had to watch your act.
You have
it
no
was just like
idea.
someone's pushing.
I like my women.
Yeah.
It was like a pressure.
It
Of,
was nausea.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. This
Yeah.
is good advice for people to know. You get nauseous.
Yeah.
You get cold sweat.
Oh, no.
And I was born with this condition. It was a weak artery that burst.
Wow.
And when
Ooh.
the artery burst,
Oh, no.
just like it killed my grandfather at 68 and killed my uncle at 60, when it burst, all the plaque in my body went to my main left descending artery and
Yeah.
plugged it up. So
Yeah.
no blood was getting to my heart. And it's called a widowmaker. And you usually go boom.
Ooh.
For some reason, I was able to stay alive. I think it was because my kids were with me, honestly. I was able to stay alive.
For how many hours till you got into an ambulance?
It was an hour and a half before I got there.
in
So then I
Anchorage
lived
or
for-
in L.A.?
Sorry, no, it was in Port. Oh man, I'm laying in the galley, and I hear the pilot say, she says, "We have a medical emergency here. We're gonna have to land emergency landing." And he said, "I could be in Portland or San Francisco. I could be in San Francisco." I'm blowing a joke, but it wasn't a joke. It was the truth. It was traumatic. That's why. he said, I can be in San Francisco in 45 minutes. And a paramedic named Juan had come up to help me.
Yeah.
And he said, this guy's not going to make it 45 minutes.
Damn.
And I knew he'd just taken off from Seattle. So with everything I had, took a breath, and I said, Portland! I yelled Portland, and he heard me over the intercom.
Yeah.
He said, I got to have a Portland in about 10 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen,
Wow.
please tighten your seatbelts. And I was just, so I lived for 12 years with 20% of my heart. And in July of 2017, that's when, boom. But I got a heart. I spent 3 months in the hospital, wrote a book, The Tin Man Diaries. I sure brought copies for you guys tonight. I will. I'll get them to you. And
Thank you.
It was the symptom was, and this is helpful too, I guess. It is I would lay down and run out of breath, and that's called congestive heart failure.
Wow. Yes.
So I got tested, and my heart wasn't at 20% anymore; it was at 7%.
Wow.
So
when you
they
laid
said-
down, you ran out of breath.
Yeah, I'd run out of breath.
I look forward
couldn't
to
lay
laying down every fucking night. I can't wait to
You'd
lay down.
run out of breath. Oh yeah.
No, I'm just saying that would
kill you.
Imagine
and
the
I
thing
slept
you're
in
looking
a chair
forward
for
to.
3 nights.
Wow.
I finally called the guy. So then when I got my heart, I thank my donor every day. Something happens. I'm holding my grandchild this afternoon,
Nice.
for God's sake. And I'm thanking him all the time. I know his name's Thomas William Miller because a year and a half ago, I got an email that said, from your donor's daughter.
Wow.
And I answered it. She told me his name's Thomas William Miller. And I looked up his obituary. They told me he was killed in a motorcycle accident. No. He'd done time for grand theft auto, home invasion, and he was shot in the back of the head, execution style, in
Oh
a
my
drug deal
gosh.
gone wrong.
Wow.
Wow.
He was a donor. So he led for whatever reason. The poor son of a bitch led a life of crime.
Wow.
He was estranged from his wife. None of his kids had talked to him in 12 years, she told me.
Wow.
And she said, I'm so glad you're using my dad's heart for good, in caps.
Wow.
G-O-O-D.
Oh, nice.
Because I read your
Yeah.
book.
Yeah.
She said she read it twice. She read my book twice. And she has seen me on Facebook with my grandkids. And so
Wow.
now I know my dream has come true. I finally have the heart of an outlaw. Yeah,
Dude.
baby.
You
Yeah,
start writing country
baby.
songs. Yeah.
Why did you even have me on?
Yeah.
His story's fucking better than mine.
Yeah. You're the new co-host now.
My story's old. I got a kidney. Who cares?
Yeah. A little bitty kidney.
From my son.
From your
John,
own kid.
that's a hard
Yeah.
thing to get.
Yeah.
And being a living donor is one of the greatest things. There's a movie out called Abundance.
All right.
Yeah.
Where 10 people donate their kidneys to strangers. Yeah, it's a great movie. Watch it. Also, when I was on the parade in the Rose in the Rose Parade
Bowl,
this
yeah.
year,
Yeah.
I was on a float because I started this program, and I think the biggest takeaway from that was that the donor families suffered less from the grief.
Wow.
Because they saw life continuing. This one family,
wow.
their daughter had been killed by a drunk driver. She was 18, but they were talking to this 6'3" man who had her heart. They were looking in the eyes of this woman who hadn't seen for 20 years, who had her eyes.
Whoa.
And it somehow verified that life goes on. It was very moving. And I wrote to Anderson Cooper recently because he's got that grief show.
Right.
And I said, is this something you've ever realized about this? And your loved one is a hero.
After you got the transplant, did you feel more like optimism, and did you like have a new lease on life of like, and you just looked at things a different way?
Yeah.
I would imagine. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Imagine
do.
getting
I drive with the window down.
Right. Do
Yeah,
you really?
Yeah. Every day. Yeah, that's what I do.
And what about music? Do you listen to music that in a whole new way? Just like when you fall in love, all of a sudden you hear a love song differently. Like, are you looking at certain things?
I look at things a different way in the sense of the idiots in the world.
I mean, just
that
driving-
that used to get
Yeah.
to me. Now they don't get to me.
Because you don't let it bother you?
Go ahead, do
Because
it.
it's not worth it?
Right.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. I have no control over you. You're not going to use your turn signal. I have no control
Right.
over you.
Yeah.
You're going to pull out in front of me. Just
Yeah.
go. Just do it. Get it over with.
I just
It's,
yeah.
it's like, and driving with the window down. And just,
Right.
Yeah, and you take moments that
Right.
I wouldn't. I take moments that I wouldn't have taken before. Honestly, Darren.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, like I see
Honestly.
some people that are so wound up. It's funny. I noticed when I come back from the, I spent a lot of time on a farm up near Fresno, and when I live the country life, and then I come back to the city, it trips me out when you see people like honking their horn. Like the second the light turns green, they're all wound up, and you realize like you need to live more like just chill because you're. So you know what I mean? Just because they don't move in the first 2 seconds, it's like. You know what I mean? Like, in other words, like,
well.
there's no reason to hit your horn all the time.
No, I lean out the window and say, "It ain't getting any greener, buddy. It's the only shade it turns."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you do have to have a working horn for emergencies, you know?
Yes, just in case. Well, emergencies in case,
Yeah.
you're
My horn
picking
doesn't
up,
work
picking up
properly.
a nice gal and you want to, impress her parents.
Yeah.
You got to honk your horn outside on the curb where you're sitting on the
Yeah.
curb before she comes out. That's right. What are you making notes? He's
Your
making
horn-
notes
No,
now.
I watch this. I don't want to step on your amazing story.
Yeah.
That's not.
But how come
yeah.
they haven't gotten to a penis transplant yet? Because I would like to get a penis transplant.
Why, you're unhappy with yours, or somebody
Well,
else?
it's-
Somebody else is unhappy with
No,
yours.
it's just too small. It's gross.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean,
Hey, once you get the penis implant, you'll be
so
driving.
you've got ESP. No, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I'll be driving around with the window down. Hey!
yeah,
So you've got ESP,
yeah, extra special penis.
extra small penis.
Oh, shazoink!
See,
Twisting
that's
it.
why you want a new one. Come on. You just had to turn this. See, he had to turn the whole conversation
Right.
around to his penis.
Yeah.
He said, I don't want to, when somebody says, listen, I don't want to interrupt your amazing story.
Here's a dick
My
joke.
dick. Yeah. that's
Small dick
just-
joke.
that's-
Dude,
come on.
I had to get it out. Go ahead, your
Yeah.
turn.
Well, let's
You
see
were
what
talking about.
Oh, yeah. So,
Oh, yeah. So tell us, what is this about? Like,
Oh,
you
like-
handed us some flyers.
I thank him every day.
Yeah.
I thank my donor every day. Now I know it's Thomas William Miller. So I said,
Yeah.
thanks, Tom. And I realized I had to do something.
Yeah.
And so then I started thinking about all those people out there who had made the promise of life. Okay, this is what happened. I became an ambassador for One Legacy, which is the wonderful organization that coordinates recipients with donors.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that yours went through One Legacy
Okay.
as well. They're amazing people. It's an amazing organization to become an ambassador for. But I was going to DMVs, I was going to hospitals, and I was going to schools. And for a while, I felt like I was preaching to the choir. And so I wanted to reach the general public. And I'm racking my brain thinking, how am I going to reach the general public? Because 18 people a day die because the organs they need aren't available. That's ridiculous with all these people dying. There's no sense in it. You got to recycle you. So it's the most recyclable thing in the face of the earth. So I thought, well, I'm going to thank them for their promise of life.
Right.
How can I do that? I went down to Mike Lacey at the Comedy Magic Club. Thank you, Mike, and thank you, Rich. And I said, listen, this is my dilemma. I have to do something. I don't know what to do. Mike lent a sympathetic ear. He said, what do you want to do? How do you want to do this?
Yeah.
I said, I want to do the first Thursday of every month. Let's try it for a year. And so we did the first Thursday of every month for a year. We averaged 50 extra people per show
Wow.
in the audiences.
Thank you.
Okay? One night we had like 130 because a lot of One Legacy people came out,
Yeah.
which bumped up our numbers. But nevertheless, it attracts people.
Right.
They don't pay the cover charge to get in, but they drink and they eat. And more importantly to Mike,
Yeah.
and this is what kind of guy he is, was that it makes for a better show
Yep.
for the audience and the comics.
Because it has a purpose.
What? Yes.
Yeah. I'm just. Yeah,
It makes for a better show.
Yeah.
It's more. It's got to be more interesting on a whole.
No,
And then-
it's just more people in the audience. That place seats 245 people. Well,
Right.
if they got 120 people in there one night, that's great. But if they got 170,
Yeah.
that's even better.
Yeah.
And they eat and they drink. But and that's the way I tried to sell it to him. But what I'm trying to convey is that no, he went for the showbiz. He
Right.
went for the
Yeah.
protecting his comics, and he's always been that way. And that's what makes it the greatest, one of the greatest clubs in certainly the South Bay.
I have a serious question.
What?
I'm not going to go to a cheap street joke.
No, no, you're not.
No,
gonna
not
talk
yet.
about it. No,
Not
no.
yet.
But hold
Okay,
on, you
no.
know you're hoping that some robber gets killed so you can use his penis, right?
Well, I mean, a lot of people die.
Yeah, a lot of people die.
So a lot of people have a bigger penis than me.
So I
and watch
started-
this.
Well,
if they could give me a kidney and you a heart,
Why
why
can't
can't
they?
I get a new root?
You can. You know
Right?
about that guy, that woodworker.
And look.
You know about the woodworker that cut his penis off
Oh
with,
my gosh.
with the circular
Really?
saw.
No.
Yeah, no, wait a minute. He's working away.
And you work on wood.
Something came out. He cut his penis off with the circular saw.
Yeah.
Because he was remodeling his own kitchen.
I gotta
right.
go.
Wow.
You stay right there. He's remodeling his own kitchen.
Yeah.
He goes into the hospital. The doctor comes in. He says, "Look, we cannot sew this thing back on. It's mutilated. It's mangled. It's just." But the good news is we can rebuild you a penis. It's $10,000 an inch. Discuss it with your wife and let me know tomorrow when I come back. He comes back the next day. The doctor walks in. He said, "Did you discuss it with your wife?" He said, "Yes, I did." He said, "What did you decide?" He said, "We're going to go with the granite countertops." Yeah.
Now I have another. This is a serious question.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many comedians are a recipient or a giver, or if they are an organ donor, do they get on quicker than a non-organ donor comedian? Your turn.
Of course not.
Okay.
Of course not.
But how many guys on? Let's say 5
Well,
comedians.
Alonzo Boat gave a kidney to his brother.
Right, I know that.
Jesse Eisenberg just gave a kidney to a stranger.
Okay.
I don't know, me, and I'm talking about it. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to put an act together so that I can go up and talk about it, because at the Comedy Magic Club, we would sign up 3 or 4 people a night.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a
Hey,
lot.
that's 24 lives.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Wow.
That's 48. That's 48 corneas. I mean, I know it's pretty basic to think of it that way, but it is. So I
Rustic.
provided this program where if you're a registered organ donor, I want to thank you for the promise of life. You get into all the improvs across America for free. You can go to improv.com/donors. See the site, go to Brea, Ontario, hell, fly to Chicago and see a show, go to Milwaukee and see a show, go to Huntsville, Alabama and see a show.
Yeah.
They're all over the place.
That's
and
cool.
I'm working on other clubs. I want to get the Comedy Cellar on board. I want to get the Laugh Factory on board. I want to get I want to get the Delirious Comedy Club in
Kill Tony.
Vegas, Brad Garrett's club in Vegas. I want to get all those places on board.
Wow.
And I want to go to music venues, because if you're charging a cover charge, somebody's got to start thanking these people for their promise of life, because they're going to save 8 lives when they die and give eyesight to 2 people.
That's true.
It's crazy,
Church.
man.
Yep.
Now I'm on my
Yeah.
pulpit
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
aren't
yeah,
I?
yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I got carried away.
That's okay. Let me. All right, let's switch gears. I want to
Yeah.
go back to Key West. When you talked about jewelry, I want to know about. I heard you on an interview once. Something about. I think it was Paul Lynn, and was it a belt buckle, like a special
Oh,
belt
yeah,
buckle?
yeah.
Paul Lynn.
Yeah, he
What was it?
He came into my store. I'm sitting
Yeah.
over my bench making a piece of jewelry, and I look over into the retail part of the store,
Yeah.
where my jewelry was, and we had a bunch of Indian jewelry too. And so I was thinking to myself, oh my God, that's the Center Square standing over there. Because I knew he lived in Key West.
Yeah.
And I thought, what am I going to say? So I walked around, and he spoke first. He said, "I love that buckle." And so I pulled the buckle out of the case. I set it in front of him, and in his voice, I said, "I call it my quick release."
Yeah, that's funny.
And he said, "Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
Thank you." So I said, "Press that piece of turquoise right in the middle there."
So he presses the turquoise in the
Press
middle.
the turquoise.
Yeah.
Belt buckle pops open.
Wow.
It's my quick release. I had it spring action in the belt buckle. And
that's
it
funny.
Popped open.
Was there anything
'Cause you
inside,
remember
or was just the effect of the swing out?
The what?
Like when you mean it opened?
Yeah.
Had a door on it?
No, it didn't have a door on it. It unlatched from the belt.
Oh,
you remember
okay.
those big, thick belts that were
Yeah.
like 2.5 inches
Yeah,
wide
yeah,
and
yeah.
had all the leather work on them and
Right,
stuff like
right.
that? That was real popular in those
Right.
days, right? But it was a bitch to pull it
Right.
sometimes.
Oh,
off
yeah,
of the
100%.
peg
Yep.
And then off. So I just made a little spring. I put a little spring in there, and
Wow.
Well, pops open. So he's a quick release. I love it. So he bought it. It was like almost. I think it was $300, and that was 1976.
It's 10,000
And
now.
then he said, I didn't know what happened, and I'd see him every once in a while. I was doing stand up at the Pier House, and he'd come in with his cronies, and I told the joke about. I was fixing up my house the other day. I went to the hardware store, said I need some 1x4 pine. The fellow behind the counter said, "You want a tongue and groove?" I said, "No, thanks. I think I'll just spend a quiet evening at home." And he loved it. He loved it when I did him, and so to speak.
Yeah.
And so that for the next 5 years, he probably bought about 7 buckles for me.
Wow.
Because he'd pop his head in the door and he'd go, "Jamie, need another buckle?" He was giving them to his boyfriends, of course.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Did you ever have like country music stars from back then come into your shop? The country music guys?
No.
Or, you mentioned Jimmy Buffett earlier. Like, so I was thinking
Jimmy. I
some
knew
of the
Jimmy.
musicians that would, because especially in the 70s, I mean, silver, turquoise, that was really a
it was huge.
very popular style.
Huge.
What
But
what famous singers wore your stuff? Anybody?
No.
Oh, okay.
So I wasn't. Jill St. John was my only connection.
Okay,
at
I was
Aspen
just curious
Jewelers.
if maybe one of them came down.
And I would made 4 or 5 things, 5 or 6 things for them. But they were high end, and it got a lot more money in Aspen than it did in Silverton, Colorado.
Yeah. But now show business got you in with a lot of different celebrities and stuff, more than the jewelry. So that must have been cool. Did you guys open for some of the biggest bands in the world back then, right? Like that's.
We didn't open for bands so much. Well, Leo Sayer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was
I love
fun.
Leo Sayer.
Yeah, we went out and shot AK-47s with him in the desert and with the sheriff of Reno County.
Wow.
At the time. He was really big into
See,
automatic
this is
weapons.
the coolest thing about being a comedian. You get to do things like this. What was that?
Because you get your day off.
Yeah, you were saying something that once, right? Like somebody told you.
Yeah, being a comedian, we were in Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Sure,
me and,
Atlantic City. Sure, you were.
Me and what's his name? Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy Schubert. He said,
me and
I
Jimmy
remember
Schubert.
Jimmy Schubert. Yeah.
So you do a whole week at the Borgata, 1,000 seats. It's always they'd stick their head in and go, "There's only 600 people. We're sorry."
Yeah.
So each of us do 20 minutes, but Friday, Saturday, either Van Halen or Dice got the room. So we still got paid, and we booked 2 shows. We booked a Friday and Saturday at 2 local places that know this happens a lot. So everybody comes out. Oh, they should be at the Borgata, but they're here. And afterwards, all these women were hanging out that were at the big show. They came to this is their place. Oh, maybe they were there Friday or Saturday. Whatever. They were there during the week at the comedy show. Now they're at the small con. Anyway, Jimmy Schubert said, and all these women around us, and he goes, being a comedian, it's the only job you live like a millionaire for $60,000 a year. So he said you live like a millionaire for 60 grand.
Yeah, 60
I was
grand
thinking
a
about
year,
those
sure.
adventures. Like I have a friend that he's on the road somewhere, and he said that this guy goes, "Oh, you like trains?" And he's like, "I'm an engineer." So he let him be in the front of the train, and they got to be in, I mean, get to take a ride on a train, like and as a stand-up, like you said, you got to shoot AK-47s with Leo Sayer.
Yeah, opened for the Four Tops at the Waldorf Astoria in New York. The Temptations, the Platters. We opened for Tony Orlando and Eddie Rabbit and Lou Rawls. That was great. That was a lot of fun. Atlantic City, Lou Rawls.
I find when I would open for bands, sometimes you'd meet them and talk with them. Like, I got to hang with Eddie Money and Rick Springfield.
Yeah, they were really happy.
And then other ones, they're in the dressing rooms on the left of the stage. I'm in the right, and I don't even meet them.
Yeah.
So I guess it depends on the personality.
It really does. It depends on the situation. We were on the QE2 with Rich Little and the Doobie Brothers.
Oh, wow.
How many shows?
It was crazy. We ended up doing them all. Rich got sick. He was in the room. We were in a Hurricane Beatrice. They canceled a lot of the shows. They canceled the band. We just drank and ate. That's the way you stay away from being seasick.
Right.
There were 90-foot waves.
Oh, my gosh.
90
Wow.
to 95-mile-an-hour winds.
Wow.
We're in the middle of a hurricane in the in the North Atlantic.
Were people afraid for their lives?
Oh, they were scared to death.
For how long?
People took so many sleeping or seasickness, Dramamines. Yeah. That they were laying in the aisles. They were just laying
Wow.
there in the aisles. They'd pass out.
How long were you in this turbulence?
About 3 days.
So nowadays, do they have? I think they have a gyroscope, right?
Huge.
That kind of. So
Huge.
did they have that back then, or no?
Well,
But
yes,
still,
they did.
you can't.
Yes, they did.
You
But they-
can't fool Mother Nature. I don't care
No.
what that ship
No,
has
they
on it.
did.
Yeah.
And our gyros, actually, my first crossing
Yeah.
when I was 12 years old was on the Queen Elizabeth, the first
Yeah.
one.
Oh, really?
We went over
Wow.
to England as a family on the ship to live for 3 years.
Wow.
And my dad was a professional golfer, and he went over there playing the British Open.
Wow.
Yeah,
Incredible.
It was great.
Yeah.
And so I spent 3 years over in England. But we went over on the QE2, and at one point we lost our gyroscope.
Oh, no.
And the boat
Oh,
basically
no.
made a U-turn in the ocean. People were flying across the dining room because they chained down the chairs.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
those days, they had chains on
Wow.
the chairs and steerage, and they had classes. You were either in first
yeah.
class,
Oh, no.
Yeah.
second class, or steerage.
Or North Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
we'd run.
Carnival. Yeah.
Yeah, my sister was like 9 years old and wandered into first class with smelling of gruel, with the chain marks still around her ankles. You know,
my porridge?
more pizza.
I don't like to.
pizza.
I don't like to drop names
No, yeah, you do.
because Michael Caine told me it was rude. But I opened up for Peebo Bryson. Your turn.
Who's People Bryson?
I know that name. Did you go to high school with him or something? I know that
I
name
went to high
from
school with
someplace.
Ed Burns
I know
and
some-
Donna Karen.
By the way, I got to say, I love your Bee Gees impression when you guys did the
Oh,
Bee
thank you.
Gees.
Thank you.
That was incredible. Yeah, like I showed it to my wife today. I go, check this out, like because the first 3 or 4 seconds you're like, what are they going to do? And then they just kept building and building and building, and then you guys actually started singing the song. And
Yeah, I actually started
that was
singing.
really cool.
Thanks.
That was very cool.
I have a question. And
Yeah.
you might be the only guy that knows. We used to go. I grew up in the Five Towns, very Jewish neighborhood, most Jewish neighborhood in America, and we used to go to bazaars. Garage sales in the summer,
Sure.
bazaar in the basement of the synagogue, whatever. And I was always into albums, and I bought for $1, thank you, a comedy team named Roger and Roger.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did you
I
know
knew them? Yeah.
Dude,
saw
I
that.
listened to that. I
Wow.
wore it out.
Very well.
They did.
They did the Bee Gees too.
Well, all I remember was Archie Bunker and the wife, like totally over
Yeah,
the top.
but we didn't know that. We developed that whole act
Wow.
in Key West, just away from everything.
Everybody.
No, we had no
Yeah.
TV, nothing.
Right.
And
did you ever get,
yeah.
did you guys ever record like anything to get like played on like Dr. Demento, the Dr. Demento show? Did you ever do like funny songs or?
No.
Because
I listened to Dr. Demento.
We found
I
out
love
we
Dr.
couldn't do
Demento,
them on
yeah.
TV.
Oh, the
Now, now let me tell you something.
copyright. Yeah.
This is what happened. We do Desperado, and I tape my face with Scotch tape,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Been doing that since 1978.
Right, you did it on Tonight Show. You got in trouble.
No.
Okay.
Singing Desperado, we thought, oh, well, it's a great bit and never be able to do it on TV. One night we were at Catch a Rising Star in New York, and Rick Newman comes out. He goes, hey, guys, one of the Eagles was in this show and wants to meet you guys.
Oh shit.
I said, really? And Mac's thinking Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
'Cause
Right.
That's the way he
Yeah,
thinks.
yeah.
And I'm Broadway showbiz guy.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I'm thinking, oh, fuck, which one is it?
Yeah.
And so Glenn Fry walks out with this Dixie chick. Her name is Dixie on his arm. He walks out and he goes, you sons of bitches. That's the prettiest fucking song I ever wrote. I'll never be able to sing it again without cracking up. Come here, let me buy you a drink. Come
Oh,
on.
fucking
That's
A.
cool.
What a great story.
Wow.
So
I
then
love that guy.
he was the greatest guy, and we partied all night, and at least I did. Mac went back. He drove our Plymouth back to New Jersey because he's a Southern boy. He just wanted to he had to get his rest, and so I went out with Dixie
That's cool.
and Glenn in his limo, and we did the requisite stuff in the limo that we were supposed to do before we got to the parties, and we ended up partying all night. And then he said, how you gonna get home, brother? And I said, I don't know, man. I guess I'll take the train or something. He said, oh, fuck that. He says, I'll get you a room. So he bought me a room at the Warwick.
Wow.
And I stayed overnight at the I said breakfast with him the next morning with him and Dixie, next afternoon. And
Yeah.
he says, listen, man. He said, they're going to bust your chops for doing Desperado on TV. He
Right.
said, so here's my card, and there's my gal, Cynthia.
Yeah.
He said,
Wow.
if you guys ever get big enough to be on TV, He said, give me a call.
Oh, wow.
And give Cindy a call,
Wow.
and we'll get you licensed. So then when we got hired to do Solid Gold,
Yeah.
we said, we want to do Desperado. And they said, well, we can't do that. We can't afford that.
Yeah.
And I said, got it covered.
Did he
I made the
did he
call,
answer the phone?
And Cindy said, no, Cindy did.
Oh, Cindy.
And she said, yeah, Glenn told me you'd be calling.
Wow.
Where do I send it? I sent it over, and then we got to do it on
Wow.
Evening at the Improv.
Oh, cool.
And we
Wow.
waived the licensing fee on us.
And then you'd be in the background with the Scotch tape, twisting your
over,
face
just
all
to-
up. And it's funny because I saw a guy do that bit. I didn't even realize he took it from you. Like, and I mean,
Maybe he did.
yeah. I mean, it's crazy.
Maybe he did.
Like,
It's a pretty.
Yeah.
Thank God he didn't use duct tape, though. You don't use duct tape. That's
yeah.
a very
No, when I
important
say I saw a
lesson.
guy do it, it was like 20 years ago. Like, it was
Yeah.
way after you did it.
Yeah. That's funny. Well, that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, a very famous comedian saw us do something in a Columbus, Ohio club one night and figured that we were a local act.
Oh.
And you're not going to see him on the Tonight Show.
And he came out here and he stole a song parody from us.
Wow.
And he got sued over it for
Nice.
a lot of money. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Did he plead guilty or he fought it?
I don't know. I just.
Do we know the song parody? Would you say it or no?
No,
We don't wanna
I
say it?
can't.
Okay,
I
I'll look
can't.
it up later.
Wow.
I can't.
I heard a
can't.
song parody to Desperado that I thought was funny and stuck in my head ever since. And I'll shout out the guy. The guy's name is John Cardinelli, but now he goes by Johnny Cardinelli.
Johnny Cardinelli.
Yeah. Isn't it weird when
Johnny
he was
Cardinelli.
younger? He was John Cardinelli, and now he's in his 50s. He's Johnny Cardinelli.
Yeah.
He's actually very funny and he has a good voice.
He's great, right? He can sing
he's
really
very-
well.
yeah.
And he would go, avocados. Why are you so expensive? Or whatever. I don't even remember the rest of it, but
That's
great.
my bit.
That's
it's your
great.
bit. Oh shit!
Well, we
and then
used to
you tape
get-
yourself with some Scotch tape.
We used to get the crowd going with "We Will Rock You."
Oh yeah.
Too.
What'd you do?
Doom, doom, tsh. I got the briefcase. Doom, doom, tsh.
We will rock you.
Tsh. Doom, doom, tsh. Reagan, you're an old clown. Meltdown, finger on the switch. Gonna nuke us to the moon someday. You finally got your way. You kill the ERA. If God is a woman, there'll be hell to pay. Singing, we will. You get the whole crowd going like that.
We will
And then later
rock
we
you.
did
Will.
when
Yeah.
Reagan got that
Yeah.
crazy shit.
Yeah.
We did every breath, every speech you make, every vow you break, every smile you fake, every bribe you take. We'll be watching you.
Yeah.
That was big, and that really got the crowd going too. Will.
Oh my gosh.
That's right.
That brings.
That's right. You know that.
Yeah.
I certainly hope I never lose my ability to do that. Knock on wood. Come in. Hello, Nancy. Someone's at the door.
Are there any impressions you did back when you were like a young man that you're doing them now and you're like, oh, it doesn't sound the same, or does it? You don't even
Yeah.
think about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It's hard. My voice is
Right.
thicker.
Yeah, because it happens with singers. The reason I ask that, I know with a lot of singers, my son's your daughter's a musician, right?
Yes, yeah.
And my son's a musician. He's he's still in high school. He's a senior. Shout out to Os the bass boss. Yeah, but he's always like, yeah, see, it's in a different key. Like a lot of times when they get older, they change keys and they don't do it when they were younger. And then of course there's Axl Rose, like his voice was so high when he was
Yeah.
and then now these
What's
older,
his
it's
name
like
is the worst.
who their voice changed a lot.
David Lee Roth.
Oh yeah,
Dude, it's the
have
worst.
you seen the clips?
Really?
Van
No.
Halen,
It's the
David Lee
worst.
Roth.
Oh, I know.
He has a
Paul
couple of-
Simon's in trouble, but
Yeah.
Oh, really?
yeah.
And dude, what about?
I think-
Bob Dylan was unrecognizable 20 years ago.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I was at one of his first in Newark, New Jersey, the Mosque Theater in Newark, New Jersey. Went to see Bob Dylan in 1966 when he turned
Wow.
when he turned electric in the second half of the
Wow.
show.
Yeah.
So he did acoustic in the first half, and then
And
he
did the
came
audience
back.
like it?
You loved it.
Oh,
Loved
wow.
it. And he came back with the band, and everybody walked out but about 60 people, and we all went down to the front of the stage and just stood
Wow.
there and watched him play with the band.
So some people walked out because he went
Most of
electric.
the audience did.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow!
Yeah.
Yeah! Wow!
That's
That's a story
Lamont's
that till
gotta
the
be
day
a-
I die, no one could ever tell me. So I appreciate that.
That's got to be a 400 seat house, the Mosque. I mean, it's not a big
I
theater.
thought you were going to say that has to be a 400-point story. for
400
some
point
reason,
story.
like
Yeah.
now we're keeping score.
No.
That would be weird. You're right, because like that was such a very divisive. I don't know what the equivalent would be nowadays. I don't even know. But I know like through the years, like when some groups changed. Oh, and I know. Remember when Van Halen, when they started using the keyboard?
Yeah,
a lot
that's
of the
why David Lee Roth quit.
Right, the fans are like,
You're a guitar hero.
No, yeah, exactly. Eddie Van Halen, you're known for guitar, not keyboard.
You know what? You know what's an easy one to do now?
Oh, George Burns.
It's George.
Yeah,
I
that's really good.
I
Yeah.
did him when I was 35 years old. And I did him on our show. And I had the makeup and the glasses and everything of the cigar.
Yeah,
And our producer took the tape into his bungalow, which was we taped 125 shows at Hollywood Center Studios. That's where we put on Sinbad and Kevin Pollak and Jan Hooks and
what was the name of the show?
Comedy Break with Mac and Jamie.
Okay.
It was-
And where did it air? On Fox?
It
before
aired on,
Fox.
on Channel 5. What's Channel 5? No, it was on Channel 5 here, KTLA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we were opposite Johnny at 11:30, and we were cutting into his monologue, so he had us moved to 1:30 between Rat Patrol and Odd Couple.
That was nice.
Yo.
Yeah, that was sweet of him.
That was
But we
nice
were
of him.
syndicated. We were the
Yeah.
first run syndicated show, which sketch comedy, and our sets were made out of electric tape. For God's sake,
Really?
there were no sets. It was all guys making shit out of electric tape. So anyway, how
George
do we get
Burns-
onto that?
George
So
Burns,
George Burns
yeah.
goes. We go into the bungalow, and he watches the tape, and she tells me I wasn't there, but
Yeah.
she says he watched it. It was finished. He said, "The kid's good, but I'm better."
That's good. Have you seen that clip with him and talking about his doctor? About the doctor?
Oh, that he went to his urologist.
Oh, tell us.
Yes, he went
Yeah.
recently to his urologist, Dr. Dolores Goop, a very, very attractive young lady. And she said, "Mr. Burns, I'm afraid you're going to have to stop masturbating." I said, "I'm almost 100 years old. Why do I have to stop masturbating now?" She says, "Because I'm trying to examine you."
Yo.
That was the story. Was that the story?
Well, no, that's a good one. The story I was thinking about, I'll just interview his Burns to see if you
Sure.
if you know this one. So, did your doctor ever tell you to stop smoking cigars by any chance?
Never.
Oh.
Never. Or yes, he did. Yes, he
What are
did.
you looking
Never.
for?
I think I'm looking for he did, but he's dead now, and I'm still here, or something like that.
Yeah, he did, but he's dead now.
I talked to
He's dead
Tom
now, and I'm
Dreesen,
still here.
Tom Dreesen, and he told me that when he was in, I want to say Lake Tahoe, it might have been Lake Tahoe or Reno, one of those big casinos, and he was there when George Burns was 95 years old. I think 95 years old, and he said that he was in the wings watching him, and George Burns got off stage, went to his green room, and was taking notes about what just happened on stage. Wow. And that's when Tom goes, "That's what I want to be. I want to be 95 years old, still working on material and still having that zest for life and
Wow,
for
I like that.
performing."
Yeah, that's great.
You know?
That is great.
Can I
we-
tell you a George Burns
We
story?
have no expiration date other than the big expiration date.
Yeah.
Really.
As a
We can
comedian,
go keep
yeah.
doing it as comedians.
Right.
Forever.
Tell us.
You guys remember John Mulrooney?
Very well.
Yeah, I don't know if you know he passed.
Nice guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
did.
he just passed.
Yeah, he hosted one of the
Comic Strip
Strip
Live. Yeah,
that we did from
He was
Abe's.
good at it.
Abe's.
Yeah.
It gets better. Yeah, sure.
He was my mentor. He was a friend of mine. And what were we talking
Very
about?
nice guys.
George
Burns. Oh, he did a
George.
gig with George
Yeah.
Burns.
Yeah.
And he said he came into the green room, he banged into this, he banged into that. He's trying to put the hair on, he banged into this.
Yeah.
And the second he stepped out, everyone said, he can't go on. Someone's got to tell him. Right. And Mulrooney said no.
Snaps.
Give him a chance.
Snaps.
And he hit every single joke. Yeah.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, no one could ever tell you. Only he could tell me that. But Mulrooney told me that. He said it was unbelievable.
It is
Unbelievable.
unbelievable.
Yeah. And I read his book. I liked him because he boils stand-up down to, I talk, then I tug my cigar, you laugh.
That's
Wow.
Then I talk,
That's basically it.
then I tug my cigar, you laugh. Dude, it's the ultimate toss. You know what a toss is? You know,
Sure.
Now it's your turn to laugh, but it's like it's the ultimate toss. Do you know what a toss is?
I do.
Are you retarded?
I am not.
He's a
I'm
good
not.
listener.
I'm a good listener.
Give him a break.
That's right. Yeah.
Woo! But what about? No,
yeah,
let's
yeah.
do a test. What about my Paul Lynn? Did that sound like an old man trying to do Paul
Do it
Lynn?
again. Do it again. Well, yeah.
I call it my quick release.
No, that was perfect.
I'll
I went to the
interject.
hardware store the other day and I said, I need to buy a hinge. The guy said, sure, no problem. Do you want a screw for the hinge? I said, no, but I'll blow you for that toaster.
Yeah.
For the toast.
The old one.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Is it a 4
I
slice?
think you're
That's
the
good.
only person that does it that well, and it's funny and it's refreshing.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. I don't want to make.
And does it sound
I make
like
a
an
fool
old
out
guy
of
doing
myself
it?
with all the other voices, so I don't want to.
No, dude, you can never think that way.
No, I've made such a great living
Yeah,
with my
no,
voices.
you're what
doing
everybody wanted to
voiceovers
do.
for 30 years now.
Dude, on
amazing.
one of your gigs, you
Yeah.
made more than half the comedians in LA have made in their whole
love it.
career.
I love
You know what I mean?
I love it. I got a residual check from $10 today from
That's amazing.
8 Crazy Nights.
Wow.
I had one line in that movie.
Nice.
Dude, 30
You know,
cents today.
keeps
What was the
coming in,
line?
30
Do you remember the
30
line?
cents.
Do you remember the line?
I was the guy who made fun of the little woman in high school. I was the get out of my way lady or something like that.
That's cool. Something so simple and
Something
like
so simple. And my first
Yeah.
voiceover gig was for the Whiskas cat food, for God's sake. Jeff Witches called me from William Morris. He says, James, they want you to do a parrot. I said, I don't do voices. He says, you do voices in your act, James, all the time. I hear it all the time. He said, you could do a parrot. I went, and he said, no, they don't want it. They're parrot.
don't want that.
Nah, they want something different, something
Yeah.
totally. It's Whiskas cat food. And they want a parrot that will talk to the audience about why cats should eat the food and not them.
oh.
And so I had the idea on my head,
Yeah.
and I went in, and at the audition, it was, okay, kitty cats, read my beak. It was when read my lips was really,
yeah.
really
Right.
going then.
No, read my lips.
Read
No new
my
taxes.
beak.
Yeah, yeah.
No more birds for dinner. And then at the end of it, of
Yeah.
the shtick, I did, I ad-libbed, remember, love thy neighbors, don't eat them. And boom, that got me the job.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
So I did that for like 4 years.
A lot of money.
It's crazy. Yeah, a lot of money. It's a national.
Yeah, beautiful.
That's funny.
It's a national.
Beautiful.
Whiskers, there's a lot of cats out there, baby.
Yes.
A lot of cats eating birds out
We're
there.
going to wrap it up. Is there anything you'd like to tell our audience to kind of, if they're having a bad day, kind of lift their spirits? Look right into that camera and tell them.
Look, falling on your face is still moving forward. Always remember that. And, I've been so inspired by the people out there who are donor families and who have become donors. Like I said earlier, when I do a show or have one of these shows, and by the way, they're happening all the time if you check the website. I even got a bumper sticker on my car that says free comedy, and I've got the QR code right on it. So if you're following me down the street, maybe you can do it. And I just want to get the conversation started about how you can recycle you. It's one of the most humane and wonderful and compassionate things you can do. It's so full of grace. There are no religions that object to it. The paramedics are going to keep you alive till you get to the hospital, and that's their job. They don't even see your wallet that you're a donor. It's just all these ridiculous things that are said about that to scare you off. And don't be scared off, because you can leave a legacy of hope and life.
That's true.
Wow.
amazing.
I just realized something crazy right now. Maybe I never even thought
You
of this.
gay?
No. Well, we know you are, but listen.
You shaved your head?
Hey, all right.
He shaved his
He
vagina.
realizes he shaved his head.
No, I just
Shaved
realized
his whole body.
that I'm Jeff Bezos, and I don't know. No, here's what I realized.
Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos.
So here's what I was thinking. So somebody donated their heart to you. So there's this heart that's
Yes.
And
It was 48 years old when I have it.
so I wonder if a person can receive a heart and then after they pass
Yes, I
away,
can.
if that heart can go on to
Yes, I
someone.
can.
Like how long will this heart? It's like taking an engine, putting in like 9
It's a
different
pump.
cards.
It's a pump.
It's crazy how like
It's a
that.
pump. The surgeon
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
I knew you wanted to, I'm laying there on the table first
Yeah.
thing in the morning, and
Right.
then he's going around and he said, I just want to warn you, I'm Dr. Feldman, I'll be performing the surgery. There's a chance of stroke or internal bleeding. And I said, for me or for you? What are we talking about
Yeah,
here? And
yeah.
I saw, his mask went like that.
Yeah.
So and then the nurse says, Mr. Alcroft, are you comfortable? Are you warm enough? I said, yeah, I'm fine. Thank you very much. And she turned around. She said, how are you feeling? Are you warm? Are you comfortable? I said, yeah, I just said I was fine. She said, that was 12 hours ago, Mr. Alcroft.
Wow.
Whoa.
So it
Wow.
was 6 for the heart. The heart has to go in first, and then it was
Yeah.
6 for the liver.
Wow.
And it was the same liver, but
Wow.
it came from a criminal, so it's got prison tats on it.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's right. We knew.
How do I follow
Gonna
this?
happen.
I know.
And I was, so now I'm
Keep punching?
77 now, and my heart's 57. My heart's
Nice.
20 years younger than me.
Good.
So I'm going
Wow.
to have another midlife crisis and then
Yeah.
do the
On
77
that
year
note,
thing
what
and
kind
have a reverse mortgage as well.
Speaking of a midlife crisis.
Yes.
What is that car that you own? That fantastic little car?
That's an Alfa Romeo Duetto,
What year?
1966.
Wow. Is it worth a lot of money?
It's worth about $65K, I guess.
I'll give you $500 tomorrow.
Okay.
Cash.
Nice.
I bought it. Yeah, it's
Dude,
a
I
beautiful
took
car.
a picture in it. It was
And
so impressive.
Scott Hamilton restored that for us, the ice skater.
Wow.
Because my wife choreographed his professional career and directed, the costumes and the music and the whole thing. And he took me golfing. And are you a golfer?
I have golfed.
Okay,
yeah,
you'll
I-
understand this
yeah,
then. He took me golfing to Lake Sherwood Country Club where everybody plays and it's just,
wow.
so exclusive and
Yeah.
everything. And Scotty took me out there one day. We're on the third hole. And he says, you know that Alpha that's sitting in your garage? I said, yeah. He said, Sarah loves that car. And Sarah has never raised her price on me in 14 years. Because Scott's going out there and making millions of dollars at these exhibitions and stuff with stuff she's created for him and stuff. And she was just so honored to be working with him all those years. She had done Peggy Fleming and Dorothy Hamill and Ty and Randy and all those people. But to work with Scott was a little more magical because he would do anything.
He had the
anything
zest.
she asked him to do. A golf number, anything.
Yeah.
So he takes me to Lake Sherwood at the third hole. He says, that Alpha, he said, I want to restore that for Sarah. How much would that cost? I said, well, full top to bottom restoration is going to be about, I don't know, $35K. And he said, okay, just send me the receipts. I'll pay for it.
Whoa.
Wow.
So he restored that beauty.
Yeah, it's really
In
nice.
1999, he made a plaque that said, restored for Jamie and Sarah by Scott Hamilton. Sarah, I would be nothing without you.
Wow.
Is
really
it covered
sweet.
or is it in that dusty garage?
It's covered now.
It is?
Yeah.
Because I don't like it. It seems like the wind can blow in off the street.
Well, it's covered very well because
Okay.
it lives at the Beverly Hills Car Club now.
Oh, excuse
Nice.
me. Last
Yes.
time I saw it was in
No, it's at the Beverly Hills Car
where the
Club.
dead bodies were under the.
I gave it to Alex Monos. It was my kids said, Dad, you're you spent so many years and so much effort, trying to stay alive, and you're driving around LA every day in a tomato soup can.
Yeah.
It has
You gotta
no
think of
airbags. It has no reinforcement. It's got a lap seatbelt. My God, what are you thinking? And I
Yeah,
thought,
yeah.
kids, you're right. I got 3 kids,
Yeah.
very smart. I said, you're right. So I don't know what they've
Same
done
with
with it down there.
motorcycles.
Yeah.
I can't believe a friend of mine at the hardware store today said, "Oh, something Harley Davidson." I said, "Bruh,"
Yeah. Come on.
I said, "You can't." He goes, "Oh, it's broken down. I'm going to sell it." I said, "You have to sell it,
They're called donor cycles.
Right.
or murder cycles,
Well, they're called.
donor cycles."
Guys, we got to, because of time, we have to wrap up. I want to thank you guys for watching,
So
for
much
listening.
fun.
So much fun. Thanks for being
You didn't
Thanks
want
for
to hear
having
my
us.
inspirational speech.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much.
You didn't want to hear my inspirational
20
speech?
seconds or less. Look right into that
To
camera.
get online, because we'll do an after show with
That's right.
his inspirational
Yeah.
speech.
Inspire
No,
them.
Look for us online.
I take care of business with ease and fun and carefreeness. Learn how to be carefree is a skill. And since we're comedians, you have to learn to be carefree, fun-loving, and you have to keep punching. Sylvester Stallone said it. Keep punching.
Yeah. I worry about how carefree I am. I worry about it a lot.
Yeah, that's funny.
Don't let it stress you out, man. No. All
Don't-
right. See you guys.
Everybody listen to Darren Carter. We all know he's the party starter. So if you want to listen to a podcast for free, then listen to The Pocket Party.